Hi everybody, my name is Denise Harlow. I'm the CEO here at the National Community Action Partnership, and we're thrilled to be here on Facebook Live today. We're here to talk to Debbie Weinstein, who's the Executive Director of the Coalition on Human Needs. Today we're going to talk about the Save for All campaign. And I know this has been a multi-year effort over the last few Congresses we've had here to really try to send the message to Congress that we believe that we need to have an economy that works for everybody. Save for All stands for Strengthening America's Values and Economy for All. And Debbie's going to talk about some of the core elements of this. The key message we want to make sure you take away from today is that we believe community action agencies and state associations should sign on to these statements of principles. The partnership has already signed on, as have a number of state associations and local agencies. So I hope that you hear today things that really resonate with you as an organization, you as individuals, and that you too will join us in this campaign. So Debbie, thanks so much for being with us here today.
Thank you.
Can you talk a little bit about what the core elements are for the Save for All campaign and why now is the critical time for folks to get engaged?
Thank you so much, Denise. It's my pleasure to do that and to thank you for being a signer. Right, since 2011, we have been asking groups to stand with us on 4 principles, and those are protect low-income and vulnerable people, and that is number 1 and key and central. Promote job creation and strengthen the economy. Increase revenues from fair sources, and seek responsible savings where you can from wasteful spending, sometimes in the Pentagon or elsewhere. We believe in a strong military, but as you all know, we can identify waste in various areas of government. The Pentagon did just fail an audit, so we know that there are ways you can make savings there. That's not the only place, but we want to be clear that we are looking for a balanced, responsible approach where the key ask and demand is that low-income and vulnerable people get their chance to share and contribute in our economy.
Families and children all over this country are struggling. We know that the last recession is over, theoretically. Theoretically, one maybe, we're seeing some triggers out there in the economy, but the families that we serve in community action never really saw the recovery hit their bottom line, their pocketbooks. We're seeing housing costs go up so high. We know that the access to healthy food still remains a challenge. We know that energy costs for families and the energy burdens are significant. So that first component about vulnerable families, can you talk a little bit about what the Save for All campaign is asking Congress to be looking at? And I know we have a new Congress. We got 100 new folks coming in the door.
That's right.
We're going to hope that, I know David Bradley at NCAP is going to be talking about how do you as CAP agencies educate these new members of Congress. It's going to be critical to tell them the great work that CAP agencies do and how we serve families. So maybe you could talk a little bit about that part of the Save for All campaign.
Well, it's very important to us to use these principles to demonstrate to all these new members of Congress and the returning ones too, that that people throughout the country and credible, respected groups like community action agencies stand together, not through this set of principles on an extremely specific set of items, but that we look at the budgets that will come before us and we make it clear to members of Congress that we are going to be watching them as to how much they do or do not subscribe to these principles. We know that all these new members, or many of these new members, are going to be receptive to this, and what they need to understand is that when groups of us, and this is how we use this, groups of us here in Washington go to meetings with staff and sometimes those members, and we show them this list, and it will have hundreds of national organizations, and we hope get into the more than 1,000 of state and local organizations. Over the years, up to about 250 community action agencies have signed across the country. We know you've been distracted now, and that's why Denise is so good to let me remind you that you can do it again, and we need you to, because those new members are going to want to see, they're going to look at what we bring to them, and they're going to say, well, who in my state or district is on this list, and you should be on this list. The way we also use it down the road is when we do these meetings, we often have people on by phone from the state or district, and we cherish the idea and the possibility that community action leaders might be among those people, because they would be very important voices for these issues. And I know Denise knows all about that.
When I was at the New York State Association a number of years ago, we were able to call in when Debbie and her team were on the Hill to amplify the message from the local level about what was going on in New York State around the Community Action Network, to hopefully add that local voice right in the room. When you're the local voter, people listen a little bit differently, I think, in those congressional offices, that's for sure.
You bet. We see them taking copious notes, listening carefully, and you can do that. You can be wearing your bunny slippers. You don't have to get on a plane, and that really helps us. But the first stage is for you to sign, and the deadline, which we do not want you to forget, is a week from today. It's December 14th. And I'm pretty sure that Denise has sent around the way to do this, and if that's not handy, oh, that'd be good, go to chn.org. Right on our homepage, you'll see those scrolling pictures, and one of them just has the route to sign. So we need your help. We are so appreciative of those who have already signed, those who've signed in the past, but if you have, we need you again. And if you haven't, please know that this is really an ideal and important time to show how we all stand together to protect low-income and vulnerable people and make the economy work for them.
And I'll just say a little bit, I think that community action has a unique role to play. And I know folks in the network have said to me, Denise, we need to be more active in public policy and advocacy. We need to make sure that community action's voice is heard. And I'm looking at the list of agencies from all over the country who've signed on. We have some CAPs on the list and some state associations, but community action plays a unique role. There are 1,000 of us across the country, agencies. We serve all corners, every congressional district, and we know that's the strength that David has when he goes on the Hill for CSBG. We can add that strength to the overall conversation about protecting vulnerable families in today's economy. And this new Congress needs to hear from you. We know that our tripartite boards mean that in the reddest and bluest of states, our boards of directors are made up of 1/3 of elected officials. We know your message carries weight. We know the movers and shakers in communities are paying attention to the local CAP agencies. That includes your congressional members. So we want you to build up those advocacy muscles, because David's going to need you in March to advocate on the Hill for CSBG. This is a great start to really do that more macro anti-poverty advocacy that we want you to be doing. And I just want to reflect a little bit. The partnership, as you know, hopefully, has a revised mission statements and values statements also established, but our new vision statement. It reads, the vision of the Community Action Partnership is a nation that creates opportunities for all people to thrive, builds strong, resilient communities, and ensures a more equitable society. Our vision isn't about the partnership as a membership association. Our vision is about a nation that offers equity and opportunity for everybody. And boy, signing on to this is an easy way, honestly, for your agency. You don't even have to put on the bunny slippers or your Huggy Heart socks. And I know many of you have your Huggy Heart socks handy. You go online. If you don't have the link, email me at dharlow@communityactionpartnership.com. We're going to send out a reminder email either today or on Monday, probably Monday, so it's at the top of your inbox. But it's easy.
It is easy.
It's so easy.
We want it to be easy. We know how busy you are. We want to strengthen your work. That's what this is all about. I love your new mission statement. It is entirely consistent with what these principles are, and we want to help carry forward that mission, and with your help we can do it.
Fantastic. And look, it's not even a lot of reading. It's just 2 pages. Short, concise, to the point. Great. Well, one other reminder today before we sign off. Monday is the deadline, and I hope that you're doing it today because I know I am. The public charge comment period ends on Monday. As you know, we did a webinar with CapLaw and NASCAST last week. We had hundreds of you on the call with us, and there is a template that CapLaw did. So I have my letter here. It's in the editing process. It will be uploaded later today. I hope you will too. Right now, I know there are over 110,000 comments. I think they're shooting for now 140,000 comments.
They might be up to about 130 even now.
That's fantastic. They're just rolling. So we need to make sure we care, and you know the Community Action Promise, we care about the entire community. And that's what this debate is all about. So Community Action, I hope you step up. I hope we'll see you in New Orleans in the middle of January. We will have a deep dive session on advocacy because, as you heard, the partnership is really wanting to push that. You heard David Bradley at our conference in August say, now is the time for community actions to step up, and I hope you will start that this year in 2019 by signing on today for the Save for All principles. Any last comments, Debbie?
Well, thank you. Denise, you have always been a wonderful partner. It has always been such a pleasure to work with community action agencies and their leaders. You are so well connected. You know how to get people out of poverty, and that's why we so badly need your voices and names in this Save for All statement.
All right. Thanks, everybody. Have a great weekend and a great holiday season. Take care. Bye-bye.